AEW, Double or Nothing, and the internet was running crazy because Double or Nothing AEW has their pay-per-view, and they are, according to most, now better than WWE. Listen, I enjoyed watching the show. Some good matches, surprise appearances, and, afterwards, you did kind of feel hopeful about the future. It was a great day for wrestling to have yet another alternative. Alternatives that already include MLW, ROH, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, to name a few. Despite what some people say, they will never put Vince out of business if they continue to put on solid shows while at the same time advancing storylines forward. They will compete, and both companies will have to work harder. In the end, good competition makes a better product, which means a win for all fans of wrestling. It was a little bit too much of a spot fest in a lot of the matches. Too fast-paced. They need to slow down and tell the story in the ring. Cody and Dustin was good, but it was a good match, but much of the rest of it needs to slow down. Now you're going to say, listen, slow matches are boring. That's WWE's formula. Well, listen, WWE is successful for a reason. Been around a long time. Production. There were a couple of things, and with the commentary, I know it's I felt the commentary team was a little bit off. JR, I felt like he was struggling at times a little bit. Maybe he got a little, maybe he was a little rusty. Maybe, a little frazzled on camera too. Maybe just nerves. And maybe the quicker pace of the event was harder for him initially. And like I said, and he's been a big proponent of this too, slowing it down in the ring. That it was more of a fast-paced thing there. With the commentary too, when you look at Dustin versus Cody, Dustin was basically you felt concerned, as if he might pass out. That's how much blood he was gushing out. And the commentary team really didn't address that, that he's gushing out, like he could be passed out here. They really didn't stress that enough in the ring. It seemed like they were stressing, trying to make this into calling it like a wrestling match, but the man was passing out. I don't know. I just thought that they could have addressed that more in that Dustin Cody match. Music is key. You need to develop some type of music. I know this is just the beginning, but you need to develop some type of music for these athletes that tell their story, get you invested in them. Having this generic type of entrance music is not going to work. CFO and these and Johnston before with WWE, they have good hooks in the music, get you hooked in. AEW is going to need to hire someone like that. Bret Hart comes out, and I get it. It's Bret Hart, but he comes out to basically a ripoff of his song. You could have done something different. Dustin, Dustin, Cody, one of your highlighted matches, for example. You could have gone off the internet and get something more catchier. You pay $300 for the licensing to it. Entrance music is key. is important. Camera work too. A little bit off in the ring, like especially in that segment with when they were unveiling the championship. Like the camera was all over the place. So that's, you know, it's going to be key as well, and I'm sure that will improve with time as time goes on working on TV. You also, last thing here, you know, AEW is going to have all, you know, the smart fans. They're gonna watch, but at least for the time being, and they will see how the product will develop. The key here is to develop new wrestling fans. You're always going to have the old school, the old time wrestling fans, the hardcore wrestling fans that are going to watch. Then you're going to have some of the fans that used to watch for a while ago, stop watching. They're going to come back. They're going to watch. But you need to develop new fans, new wrestling fans. That's something I remember in the days of WCW, WWE. I remember talking with kids in school. They didn't know what WWE was. You're like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. You know, they're like, no, I know WCW, I know NWO, I know Hulk Hogan. But no, so, you know, WCW, like, they developed a lot of wrestling, new wrestling fans. This is what AEW has to do. They have to develop new wrestling fans. One thing I'll say, it's too early to judge them. Maybe you could judge them by the end of 2019 in AEW. Usually these first few shows, what you will notice is people praise them for sentimental reasons and let them off when they make mistakes. TNA, when they went head-to-head with WWE in 2009, had their highest rating ever and saw the return of Jeff Hardy. People thought the business would be changing then, but it all went downhill months after. WWE needs to stop focusing, AEW rather, needs to stop focusing on WWE and do their own product. How are they focusing on WWE? Little subtle jabs. Little subtle jabs. If you looked at the pay-per-view. Overall, and by the way, WWE doesn't have to answer. They're the big bear. They're on top of the mountain. You gotta create your own product in AEW. But overall, a good show. And if you're a wrestling fan, it was a good day. Hope all is well.